Good afternoon. Today is June the 3rd, 2020. This is the Service Hero Show. 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and today is actually kind of a take two on our Service Hero. And let me tell you why. We actually have a nominated Service Hero from, yes, our dear friend of the show, Andrea Adams-Miller of the Keep Smiling movement and Red Carpet Connection. She told me I absolutely needed to spend time with Trey Carmichael because of the service he has actually recently been giving to her movement, and so many others. So he was slated to be on the show Monday, and we had a system-wide outage in my neck of the woods, possibly yours too. So we rescheduled to today. And so I want to say welcome to Trey, our service hero from actually Monday and now Wednesday. Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Now let's get right into it. First of all, my buddies to show up, of which one of them, Helene Wilson, one of my buddies for life, chemo buddies for life, and our chat ambassador of the chat. She's here to say hello to everyone. So hello, Helene. Love it that you're here. And she's saying hello to you, Trey. And then we have one of our senior ambassadors within our organization of chemo buddies, Sherry McQueen. Glad you're here. And let me tell you, Sherry is very excited about your show. And I know that Helene will be too, because we're going to be talking about things that are going to really, I believe, hit home for not only myself, because I shared with you before we went live that what you are doing and your authentic truth is going to help so many people, including people within my own family. And so I am very excited to share your story. Now, how old are you, Trey?
I'm 22.
22. And you are a businessman, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you told me that you right now are living on the family acreage, of which is in Texas. Yes, the wide open spaces of Texas. You have a few acres there, and you expect to be buying it by when?
I want to try. I want to try to buy it off my parents over the next couple of years, so that they can retire.
So that would be in the next couple of years. You would be all of the ripe age of 24, maybe 25.
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, give or take. And how many acres are you talking?
14.
I just had to go through that exercise because it is just too much fun. Guys, what do you think of that? 25. And how many houses are on your property there?
It's just mine and my parents.
So 2 houses. Yeah, 2 houses on 14 acres of property in the Texas area. Yes, guys, I am going somewhere with this because our Trey, our service hero, that in total disclosure, not only was he recognized and nominated by Andrea, oh, I love this picture of the two of you guys, Andrea Adams-Miller, but you're also business partners, aren't you?
Yep, she's a partner in everything I do.
I love it. I love it. And so everything you do, that says a lot even right there. So yes, amazing. I agree with you 100%, Sherry. So you have always had, let's say, a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, haven't you?
Absolutely. I've had multiple little businesses that I did myself growing up. I mean, what you could call businesses as a kid. Like I did light shows and with the lights on my fingers and stuff when I was a kid. I sold those gloves and I made some money doing that. I helped my parents with their businesses. I started a nonprofit in high school, and I helped with quite a few businesses growing up. And so, yeah, I've always kind of had that in me.
And then you went into another type of business that you like. It took you down a different path, didn't it?
Yeah, for the longest time, I was addicted to drugs and selling drugs, and having worked with multiple mindset coaches and some different people who I've kind of had like one-to-ones with, I came to find out that it was really just me wanting that sense of being accepted into a tribe, because I kind of lost that growing up to an extent. I grew up getting bullied, and then I kind of fell into the drugs. And whenever I found the drugs, I started trying drugs. People wanted to be around me. And that was really the only reason I was doing it when it came down to it. I didn't want to be alone all the time. And when I had that, I wasn't alone.
And so your drug buddy is what we might call it right now. You know, you it allowed for this business because you were selling, and then you were the person to know. It opened up a world for you, but that opened up another piece that you ended up discovering about yourself, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because I think that that is extremely important. You started realizing what?
I I mean, I started realizing that everybody around me was, no one really knew who they were. I didn't really know who I was, and that I was scared and something needed to change. And it wasn't really until a couple people showed up in my life and they helped me start kind of figuring out who I was, that I was able to do that. The first one was Kyler Gifford. He showed up and he gave me the opportunity to help him with his marketing. I was very quickly able to help him become a top producer in his agency, and that made me realize that marketing was kind of a vehicle for freedom, because whenever we were able to do that, he was able to do more things with his family, and we had that conversation. And so I realized that was a vehicle for freedom. And then a little while after that, I realized, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. What's next? I don't want to lose this. I don't want to fall backwards. I need to figure out who I am so I can stay on this path. And then it ended up being my friend's mom, Lisa McClanahan, who was already doing like a C-level consulting and coaching, like C-suites and things like that. And I reached out to her and I said, okay, this is what I want to do. This is exactly where I'm at. How can I help you? And can you please help me? And she accepted me where I was at. She helped me form my defining statement, which is, I am a crazy, passionate life changer that gives anyone and everyone the space they need to grow. And she helped me come up with my core values. And from those two things, that was my foundation, and I was able to move forward in what I had found that was what I was supposed to do. And I was able to confidently move forward within that defining statement and those core values after that.
You know, and forgive me, Trey, if this seems a little elementary, but I want to make sure that some of my buddies that are here understand what C-suites are, because not all of them come from the business world. And so if you want to explain what that is, and so that they can kind of like, okay, he C-suites. Is he in a hotel? I mean, what are we talking about, right? Yeah.
So that's the C-level executives, like your CEO, your CFO, your CMO. So your chief executive officer, your chief operations officer, your chief marketing officer, basically the people who make the really high-level decisions in your company. Those are the people who she coaches and consults with.
Perfect. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. So now you are how old by this time that you strike this deal?
Give or take, I would have been 19-ish, 19, maybe 20.
I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, what were you doing when you were 19 or 20? Let's think about it. You know, let's take a time machine ride and go back to those days. I'd love to see it in the chat. In fact, you know, it'd be fun. I have to say, okay, I not to, not to make this all about anybody but you. However, when I was 16 years old when I graduated from high school. So, I was at that place, and I wanted to take the world by storm also. And I love this. I love it that you are doing this. I love everything that you're doing. I love the fact that Andrea is teaming with you and others are too, because you really want to go out there, and part of your message really hits home, and that is you want to let people know that are struggling with depression, with possibly even mental illness and some of those things. Hey, come along for the ride. The water's good in here. We are making a difference. We're splashing around and making, and doing something of value in the business world. Let's talk about that. This is something that you're really, when I was doing some studying about you, you're really serious about this, aren't you?
Yep, I've been getting it. I've been pretty quietly putting it together actually for the last 3 years. I didn't really start featuring myself until really the last few months. Towards the end of my stint at the agency, at the last ad agency I was with, I started finally getting on some podcasts, and people started wanting to talk to me more because for the last 3 years, I had been kind of the person that was behind everybody, making sure everything happened, putting the systems together. No one really knew who I was, but they saw the people I was working with.
So, okay, so is that a natural gift that you have, is to be able to do that? Because, I mean, in truth, it amazes me that even my grandson, when he was like, he could barely talk, but yet he could get into these really interesting things and be doing all this stuff. And I'm like, how did you do that? Can you explain it to me? Oh, that's right. You can't really yet, can you? But I'm watching him, and it was like, wow, you are totally gifted. And these days, it is almost as though there are so many that are gifted to just be able to get in there and boom, make it happen. So, was this a natural gift? Was this something that you decided to learn? How did you do the whole systems and the back end piece of it?
So it was a little bit of both, but it also took a lot of learning. It took a long time to learn the things that I've learned and being inside the systems. But the biggest thing that I realized was everybody's listening to what the gurus are telling them to do instead of looking at what the gurus are doing. That was kind of the biggest thing I noticed. So I started watching what people are doing and modeling what they're doing to get success, and then wrapping my message into that, wrapping my clients' messages up into those things that are already working instead of just doing all of the short-term crap that they're telling people to do.
I love it. Bingo. If you guys have, okay, we're done. No, no, mic drop. There you go. I mean, right there, guys. That was genius. I seriously, that was probably one of the most brilliant nuggets I have heard business-wise in a long time. And yes, he's 22 years old. I love it, and I love this. Um, Skip saying, "Dang, what were you doing at 4 years old?"
I was biting my teacher's fingers and shooting the finger at people, to be honest.
You were a rebel. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got your number. Okay, you are highly intelligent. You are just really, and you were yes. Okay, got it. Got it. We got it. I love it. I love it. You are fun. Okay, so let's see. We've got Carol is saying hello. Carol, I still am wondering what's all over your face. Let's see. Sharon McQueen, 20th. Okay, so everybody's having fun with talking about what they were doing when they were your age, and I'm loving this. And Andrea Adams-Miller, I just want to say yes, we already do adore this guy too. He's been adopted. I know you have him already. Dibs on him, but we're sharing. I can tell you that already. All right, so then I am, and you've been welcomed already officially into our community, and yes, we're all loving it. Okay, so now you you do your deal at 19. You're learning about the C-suites. You're doing all the back end stuff. You're finding out how to get, like your friend, that the real estate gentleman that you were talking about, Tyler. You told us about him, and you helped him. You helped him and others to do what, which was a big deal.
I helped multiple people grab the first page of Google. I've helped multiple people kind of start taking over the video section and getting their other stuff to start ranking on the first page of Google. I kind of have a system for slowly but surely taking over the Google pages. I mean, if you Google me now, go over to the videos, you'll very quickly see that I dominate a lot of the first section now.
She's saying that you're all hers. No. Free world, freedom. We believe in it. I love you. You know that. I share. So it's gotta feel good, right? To have some people like totally wanting to have you hang out with them. I mean, look at that smile. You just got a great smile there too, And so, all right. So you've helped people to get ranked, to get the attention. Now you are doing it yourself. Like you said, you were the person behind everyone. Okay, now guys, all right, I'm going to start here. I have so many images that I have captured. So I'm going to start with this one just because this is a crowd favorite. We love Dr. Jill. In fact, she is on tonight in our closed group with me. And so I had to grab that one. And then, of course, yes, Andrea, I have yours too. We're not going to. So, all right. So we're starting here. So you are. What aren't you doing now? You've got a podcast. You've got a business group, team. You've got printing. You've got virtual classes. You are supporting nonprofits. What are you not doing? Yeah, I thought so.
Question.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to make a point. Right. Absolutely. So tell us about what came first. The podcast, the business ventures with the others, the online classes, the printing. I mean, what came first?
So I know this isn't quite what you were asking, but what came first was me getting the hell out of my own way.
I love it. No, that's perfect. Perfect.
I've been capable of everything that I've done, of everything that I'm doing right now for a very long time, but I was in my own way, and it took me going and being somebody's right hand and working with a 6-7 figure agency and working with them for a long time. To I spent 8 months with Sid Clevenger and Tiffany Toombs helping them and learning from them, and I had to be shown that I was capable of doing what I'm doing. I had to have that reaffirmed and step out of my way. So that's the biggest thing, is if you can do anything for yourself right now, is stop waiting for somebody else to give you permission to go do it. You don't have to wait for someone to show you it's possible. If you know you can do something, just start doing it for yourself. Just don't wait for that. It says it right there. We're all virtually limitless, or it's over there on this one. I don't know. Is it over there? It's over there.
Yeah. There. No, it's
over there.
Yeah. You passed the test. So yes, virtually limitless. I love your branding. I love just everything about your messaging. Find somebody who will actually teach you what they're doing now and what's working. So that is where you have been, and with your friend's mom and everything, and that now you have now transformed at 22. Yes, that you are the one that is actually doing it. And now you're helping others and teaching others to do it, right?
Yep. Yep. The biggest thing you can do is stop talking about what you want and start actually doing things to get it.
That is so true. Absolutely. Again, mic drop. You're good. I'm sure you do stage work also, knowing Andrea. I mean, I'm sure. Okay, so you're doing. Let's go down the list again. You're doing a podcast. You have how many businesses?
Businesses I'm a partner in or businesses I own?
All of the above.
Uh, Light Tribe. 6 or 7?
I don't have to say his age again, do I? Okay, so and I'm not trying to make little of it. I'm actually really trying to let everybody here know exactly what you're saying is true, and that is just do it. If you feel that it is what you should be doing, what are you waiting for, right?
Yeah.
You are not only saying it, you are actually 100%, 100 plus percent doing it. You know, I even had to bring some of these images up because we're trifocal, so I could see what they say. But I really still have a hard time seeing this one, but I really love it because, I mean, look at the branding and how you go from one brand into some of your other brands and how they all have a similar look and feel. And yes, I am into branding right now, guys. Yes, total disclosure. I am looking at it left and right. And when I saw all of yours, I'm just sharing here right now, taking a branding tour. Now, did you do all of this too?
So some of it I did. Some of it I do have to give props to Kohdi Rayne, our brand architect. He is on my team. He does the majority of the design for my clients and the people that I'm partnered with. So that is not mine. That's a quote that some of the quotes that I put on my Instagram are from other people that I have
Okay.
permission to use their content. I
Okay.
actually
Well,
did design that one. That's my featured image on Facebook. I'm very proud of that. That's probably the best design I've done personally. I'm not a
I love
designer.
it.
That's why I have Kohdi.
Well, you know it, whatever you have done and whoever you're doing it with, you're doing it beautifully because, okay, guys, look at what he's doing here. Okay, the virtually limitless. Here we go. Andrea Adams-Miller, the beautiful woman that she is, and I absolutely love you. Okay, so that is one of the images for like a guest, a podcast, and then you have this look. Okay, so are they for the same show?
Yes. So what we do is actually that one with Jill is a audiogram. That's a video where if you hit play, there's a what's it called? That little audio wave.
Yeah, right. It starts to
Going up and down there that matches our brand colors as well. So those are audio pieces, and that's actually one of the secrets that I teach my clients is all of my content is literally me maybe doing some videos, going on podcasts, and then interviewing people. And then and then I drop the link to that, or I tag my virtual assistant on that, however I get it to them. They go through it, they cut it to pieces, they make the social media content, they make the quote images from it, and they make it all look sexy. I mean, that's how it works. You can't spend all of your time as a business owner dealing with your content all the time. Once you get a framework that works, document it and pass it on.
I absolutely concur. I absolutely agree. And I agree with you, Helene. She's saying she's like me. She's enjoying learning and that's in our I actually am a self-professed geek because I do geek out on this stuff. As you can tell, I mean, I've been studying it. I'm having fun and you are just absolutely rocking it. And of course, as I'm checking it out, then I'm seeing the people that you're interviewing and the content that you're sharing, you know, such as people like this, you know, the co-founder of $1 Million Media. I mean, you know, I could have just kept going and going and going and going.
I do want to give a shout out to Joey real quick. That guy gave me an incredible interview on the show. That guy, what he does is he makes people custom theme songs and custom intros and outros, and they are they really actually stand out. And he's done them for some of the best people in the game. So if you're ready to have an intro that really stands out, then you need to go talk to Joey Yak. That's like, he is absolutely incredible at what he does.
I love it. And you know what? I'm glad that it's interesting that that's the one. I actually, when I had loaded the show before, I had many others. But today I was like, no, I'm just going to grab this one. For some reason, I just grabbed this one out of all the different ones. And it was like, obviously, because we deal a lot within our community, the nonprofit that I support and I have founded. And we have a lot of musical people, and they love music. And you know, it's so lately, actually, I was sitting because, you know, we all need it. We all need the intros and the, you know, coming in, the outs, the stingers, the whatever these different words are, you know, in it, right? But it can make a big difference, because you think about the tunes when you're growing up from TV, you know, and like we play on Sunday night in our closed group, we play sometimes Name That Tune, and sometimes it's jingles, right? You know, and it could be from the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. And we all know those, you know, those jingles. You start humming it and they're, oh yeah, I know what brand that is. I know who that is. That is uniquely important. And here you have someone that he's doing pretty well if he's at that level, you know, and so pretty good guy to know. So I want to bring this guy though up. Guy or girl, I'm not sure.
Okay. That's Maui. That's my son.
That's your son. I had a feeling there was some kind of relationship there. I love it. Maui is
Yeah.
What type of dog is Maui?
He is actually, we don't really know what all he is. We just know that his dad is a pit bull Catahoula mix, and his mom is a lab mutt that my best friend Austin has had since we were a kid. And when Olio is his dog's name, when she got pregnant and they told me, I was like, okay, I want an Olio baby. So give me the weirdest word you can give me, and that is what I ended up with right there.
And how long have you had that?
Coming on 3 years at the end of the month, actually.
Oh, how sweet. All right, so let's get into, how are you now? Because I know that, you know, I grabbed this image just so that I would remember. I mean, I think that it's a little past, but, you know, it's the whole, you know, supporting those people that are affected by depression, mental illness, those type of things. How are you helping them? What, you know, what kind of nuggets, what kind of help are you helping them with?
So one of the big things that I do is with my podcast, I'm always asking the guests about the things that they have overcome, their experiences with anxiety and depression, and my hope is that if we get more really successful people that they kind of look up to talk about their struggles and what they've been through and maybe even what they deal with, that more of the other people who follow them are going to feel more comfortable talking about their stuff. Because that's really the biggest problem, is as humans, we need to feel heard, and most of us won't even speak up about it.
Have you heard the new, I don't have the song in front of me right now. I think if Skip is here right now, he is the one that showed it to me. The new one, Disturbed, or I don't know if it's new, but Disturbed did a song, and they did it with a video attached to it, that it was all about depression, overcoming depression, that everybody has been there. Many people have been addicted. Many people have, you know, because that can go hand in hand. Many people are feeling isolated and alone, and yet they were in a huge auditorium. And I don't know about you, but I love that band. And they were saying how many have dealt with it. And everybody had their hands up. Huge auditorium. And so then they had different people speaking about what it was and sharing. And you had young, you had old, you had, tattooed, all sorts of different looks, people like me, people like others, like all sorts of different young, old. They captured so many of them, and they were all saying, we are in this together.
That's awesome. I haven't seen that one, but I'll have to go check it out. I know they've done a couple songs like that where they're kind of shining some light on different things.
They are, and I agree, and it just makes me that much more excited about different social groups, different people like yourself that are willing to come out here and say, hey, what, been there, done that. Now let's get down to some business and have some fun doing it. And so what is, I mean, okay, in the next 2 or 3 years you are going to be buying the property. What is it that's on your radar? Anything is possible for you. You're already just absolutely doing this. What is it that you want to see for yourself? Let's think large. In the next 5 to 10 years, what would you like to see?
So I'm actually starting what I would like to see. It's a group consulting program. It's called the Limitless Syndicate, where we're bringing We're bringing people together weekly with masterminds, with complementary experts, me, Andrea Adams-Miller, Kohdi Rayne, our brand architect, and then Justine Mader, our high performance coach. And we're also going to do like pop-up events with other experts in our network. And I'm also acquiring software one tool at a time. And I'm going to give these people everything that they need. I'm going to be giving them a Facebook automation tool. I'm fixing to have a page builder that's going to be a whole web builder and funnel builder in one that I'm going to be able to give the people in my community. And then I'm giving them templated SOPs so that they can actually go implement what we're teaching them and have the document that if they fill in the blanks with their stuff, they can pass it off to a VA. And that's like the biggest thing that I'm trying to put together is somewhere people can come and get everything they need instead of just part of it. And then ultimately I want that to turn into a nonprofit where I can give kids in high school who are dealing and stuck in that place because all they want is to be accepted in the community and be entrepreneurs. But instead they're out there shooting each other, selling weed and just stupid crap like that. So if we give them the tools to be entrepreneurs, we give them the community, and we give them the resources to get healthy and get off the drugs if they need to, and the resources to actually learn how our minds work and just things like that. Like that's things that if we can reach the kids with that, then we can change how the whole next generation is. Maybe there will be less kids out there shooting each other if we can grab all of them when they're young.
I love that. Thank you. I mean, really, and I'm saying this with all sincerity. It takes people like yourself that have been gifted and then are doing something with those gifts, because the young ones, the people that are going to say, okay, hey, if Trey can do it, look at Trey's story. Trey's being real about it. If Trey can do it, I can do it too. And look what he's doing for us. And I want to grow up because I am a self-professed geek, and when I take time for myself, what am I doing? I'm learning. I want to learn about different things. I want to see why people are doing certain things, and lately I've been really big about why is there so much unrest? Why is there so much pain in the world? Why are so many people so depressed and unhappy? What is the commonality of it? What are we seeing? And the fact that you're willing to go out there, Trey, and say, we need people like you, and we need people like you that they can say, he's my age. They can hear from me, but what are they going to think? Oh, she's like my mother or my grandmother, my aunt Sadie or whatever, it's like, but with you, they'll be like, yeah, okay, you get me. I get you. I can get out of this. It's like Pa Simpson. I don't know if you know him, but someone that Andrea introduced me to, and he's out there helping the different gang members realize, hey, they got business skills. They can legitimize them. They can make them go in places, and they are helping those people that are stuck places right now because of COVID. There are so many people doing amazing things. We need people that they can relate to, and you are one that they can. And let's see, I want to see, Trey, have you done a book yet?
Not yet, but I am going to be doing one through the Keep Smiling movement soon.
Absolutely. In fact, you're segueing right into where I wanted to go. Because one of the reasons, and I'm glad that I wanted to really emphasize this with you, what it is that you've been doing recently, because you got all these different things going on, yet last week was the Smiles Week, and the Keep Smiling movement had a big, huge, like, like, we're here, we want everybody to smile, we need to be smiling right now, helping a lot of people to get a lot of exposure to what it is that they're doing for good, because it's a nonprofit. And Andrea said, and I mean, Andrea and Ken, guys, they put so much time into it that they were exhausted after this. I mean, it can really take it out of you. And when you don't have people that step up, it can even be worse. You stepped up. And you helped to do interviews, you helped to do a lot of different things, and really helped to take the load and help make a difference. What did you learn from that? I want to learn what it is, because you stepped in to serve, but oftentimes when we're serving, there's unexpected surprises sometimes. Did you learn anything new?
I learned a lot. Honestly, I learned a lot from all of those people. Like the Keep Smiling ambassadors are some of the most positive, just incredible people that I've ever been able to talk to. I mean, over the last week, I got to talk to a former Harlem Globetrotter. I got to talk to a man that has 8 freaking Emmys. I got to talk to the founder of Invisible Disabilities. Like, we got to talk to some incredible people. And honestly, the biggest thing that all of them showed me is it's really and they really just reaffirmed it, is it's the littlest things that carry off into like the biggest impact. Because if we can smile, if we can spread a hug, if we can spread a little bit of positivity, that's all the world really needs. If we can build that community, if we can build a positive community, then we're giving people a safe space. If we can smile, everything is going to reflect that. So it's the simple things, and that's what they kind of reaffirmed to me last week.
I love that. So well said. So well said. Because in truth, I mean, I think that they have that KISS thing for a reason. Keep it simple, whatever you want to say from there, silly, whatever, but when you keep it real, when you keep it authentic, when you keep it simple, and something as simple as a smile, and it can make a huge difference in so many people's lives. And the fact that you got right in there and helped out, I want to say thank you too, because it always takes, whenever you're running a nonprofit, which I do, whenever you are, how much work there is involved. And so whenever you see those people that you care for, which I care for Kent and Andrea so much, and their movement, and Barry, when you have those people, whenever people step up to the plate and say, okay, I'm in, how can I serve? How can I help you? We all want to celebrate that. And so thank you for that and being a service hero in a true way. And the reason I asked the question is because many people don't understand when they think, oh, I'm going to go serve because they need my help. Yes, they do. However, if a nonprofit's been set up right and for really good reasons, it is set up that those that serve and volunteer will also in the end be served, and sometimes even that much more. And they don't always see it, yet it happens. And so I am grateful that you just shared that. And thank you, Andrea Millers, for impacting the world. I appreciate you. Sincerely, Helene. Very sweet. And we have Julie Dominguez. Speaking of a volunteer, one of ours within Chemo Buddies for Life. She is helping to start a newsletter for us. I'm so excited about that. So as we start to, because I do have another meeting I have to attend at the top of the hour, guys. And so we are going to be closing this just a little early, but not too. I want to give Trey plenty of time to have some time to talk to all of you, because I have a feeling you have got something special to share, because, something like a nugget, an inspirational thought, whatever it is that might be on your heart right now that you think possibly someone needs to hear. I'm going to drop myself from the line right now and give you the stage. And then I'm going to come back and then we're going to close out the show. Okay?
Okay. Man, I've never been put on the spot like this. I usually don't do a lot of talking one-to-one, but honestly, the biggest thing that I've learned over the last 3 years is that we don't always have to know everything. And interviewing the Keep Smiling ambassadors over the last week kind of reaffirmed that. We don't have to know everything. And if we can just keep smiling, spreading the simple things, and we can find the complementary people and build our community, we're always going to have everything that we could possibly need. So just go out there, figure out what it is you're doing, and find the people that align with what it is you're doing. Lock arms with them and just spread positivity with that group of people, and you will become an unstoppable force. And I don't even know what else I could add to that.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And thank you for allowing me to kind of put you on the spot, but this way it's real genuine. This way, you're really coming from the heart and what you're feeling someone needs. And trust me, what you said is probably exactly what someone here right now needs, or someone's going to hear it in replay or one of the other social media, because this will be all over the place, guys. Also, please hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you guys have any questions for Trey, please put them here. And Trey, can you, after the show, if you wouldn't mind putting your links in to how they can get a hold of you, how can they follow you, if they want to know more about you, how they can do that? Because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very interested. I know I am. And in fact, yes, Andrea, yes, I am now officially, yes. I am one of the club. So, see how you're doing. Watch your evolution, because, it takes, like you said, a tribe, a village, a group, a movement, whatever you want to call it. It takes many to be there for each other. And when you're there sincerely for each other, like locking arms, like you were saying, and going along there for the ride to make a difference, that think about it this way, especially right now. I do want to ask one more question, just as I really am feeling strongly. You're at a certain age right now that there are so many events that are taking place in the United States. Not to get political, I don't want to get there, but what would you say to those that right now, in their hearts that they want change, but possibly they don't know how to go about it. What would you say for those that are looking to find a way to make our society a better place? How would you give them? What kind of advice would you give them? And so that we can work constructively to make a difference rather than what has been happening.
That's such a hard question because there is definitely a lot of anger and rage right now, and rightfully so. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be happening that are happening, and I think that as a whole, and sadly, this is going to be very, very hard to make happen. But sadly, as a whole, we all need to come together and recognize that everybody involved in all of these situations are human. Like,
Yeah.
those, like, I'm not saying that every single cop that has been in one of those situations may or may not have been right. I'm not taking a side, but they were a human too. The other person on the other side was a human as well. Most of the time, we don't know both sides, and it's going to take us coming together. And honestly, I think taking the race part out of it and just saying, hey, we're all human, like, we need to come together and figure out what needs to happen next. Like, burning down your town is not going to make anything come to a conclusion, it's not going to make anything better, it's going to get people hurt. And there's a lot of people out there who are getting hurt right now, sadly. And it's also a bad situation where there's a group of protesters out there who mean very, 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 very well. But then there's also a group out there who does not mean well at all. They're out there with complete, just malicious intent. And there's not very many of them doing both. Those groups are not really crossing very well. And I've been watching a lot of the live streams and everything. And the protesters tend to be turning on the people who are looting and everything. But sadly, the protesters are mostly kids. The people who are looting, they came prepared to loot. And it's just a bad situation all around. And until everybody comes together and says we're human, it's going to keep happening. And then a lot of places that is happening, we're seeing the cops come out and start hugging people and start protesting with them. And that's the only way this is going to stop, is by people coming together and just recognizing all of the human aspects and having that communication and making it happen. And it's going to take a long time to fix, but we just have to we just have to listen and let everybody in on both sides of the conversation feel validated, because both sides are valid. We're all human and we all deserve to be heard like that. So that's really what it's going to come down to. It's coming together as a community, not burning it down.
I love it. Absolutely. Very well said. Very, very, very well thought out, especially if we're on the spot. And you're right. You're right. We are all human. And that goes along with what you were talking about just a few moments ago about even the smiles movement and how a smile is universal. It does, whatever our face is like, and I've talked to Andrea about this a lot, because she's like, oh, now I understand why you have muscles that are a certain way, because I couldn't even speak right when I was a kid. And so my muscles were developed through kind of like exercises. And so not all of us have the perfect smile when we were born. Not all of us have anything perfect. However, we can all come together. And I love that, Trey. And my hope is exactly the same. And I do believe that miracles can happen. Anything is possible, and it doesn't have to take forever. If we have enough people that are out there, and if you will, we talk about this a lot in our group, raising the vibration through love and understanding and kindness and smiles and all of those wonderful things, it actually is scientifically proven. It can actually make a difference, in the way that others even feel. And then if we can somehow make, come together. Come together. I don't sing, but if Andrea was here right now, she'd probably like, start singing the song. But we can all come together and make a difference. And yes, good vibes and hugs and love to you. Absolutely, absolutely. And they're all loving you, Trey. They are loving you. Build community by coming together. Yes. Absolutely. Build community by coming together. Don't burn it down. Come together. And thank you very much. I appreciate you. I love you, Andrea. Okay, so is there anything else that you'd like to leave us all with, Trey? Because I'm going to invite you back. You already have an open invitation to come back and share what's up, because you are truly inspirational.
Well, I would love to anytime. I can't think of anything we didn't cover right now.
Okay, good. Then, hey, that works. So, as we close today, which is June the 3rd, 2020, and for the record, check out the news reports of what was happening June the 3rd, 2020. If you're wondering about what we're talking about right now, you may be surprised, because in a few years, maybe it won't be remembered that we were in the middle of a pandemic, riots, a lot of unrest, an event that took place that sparked some change that many believe it was to a boiling point. Check out the history on it. So as we close today, June the 3rd, 2020, the Service Hero Show, 365 Days of Awesome, celebrate success through service. Trey Carmichael, you are definitely a service hero. Andrea Adams-Miller and the whole Keep Smiling movement, they are right. You are serving not only those within that community, and not only last week, you are serving so many your age, so many of us, so many in the business world, so many in the inspirational arena, so many that need someone to know that they're not alone, that might be going through depression, mental illness, wondering, can I even get a paycheck, let alone can I have my own business? You are someone that they're going to be able to say, wow, if Trey can do it, I can too. And in that, I personally want to say thank you for that. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And one thing that I do want to say is there's nothing different about me than anybody else. There's nothing separating me from the billionaires, the millionaires. There's nothing separating you from the millionaires and billionaires other than taking those action steps. That's the only separation.
I agree 100%. So you go out there and you do, and others too, and please put your contact information in. So if anybody is ready to start following your podcast, find out more about your tribe, do any and all. And I can't wait to see your Keep Smiling book. It will be fun.
I can't wait either. I'm excited about it. I've been thinking about it since me and Andrea talked about it.
Okay. Guys, go make it a great afternoon. And then for the buddies, for our close group, and anybody that wants to join us, Chemo Buddies for Life, here on the Facebook, go to our main page, go to the groups, go to the community. Tonight is What's Up Wednesday. And yes, as I was mentioning earlier, Dr. Jill Briska will be joining me, and it's our health and wellness night. We will be talking about what it is that she works in, vibrations, frequencies, and how we can remain calm, healthy, and doing well during some uncertain times like we're in right now. We can get through them, and we can get through them even healthier in the end. So come join us if you'd like. The big thing is whatever we discuss in the closed group stays in the closed group. All right. 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight. See you there tonight. Bye. And bye, Trey.
Bye.